Alright guys, I'm gonna go see Resident Evil Vendetta right now. I saw right now the first one, the second one, Damnation. I liked it. I'm not too familiar with the video game franchise. Damnation one was pretty good. I liked it, and hopefully it lives up to it. If not, kind of suck. So I'll tell you guys what I thought about it in a little bit. Where are we going?
We're about to go movies now.
Do not take your kids to watch this movie.
I like magic.
What the fuck did we just watch?
Half of the fucking movie is about the Joker.
Huh?
But yeah, it's a decent movie.
Hey guys, so I just got out of watching Resident Evil Vendetta, the new animated film inclusion in the whole Resident Evil animated film franchise, which I believe are 3 or 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, just got out of it and I had a fun time and I was fully on entertained. There are positives and negatives to this film, but I'll outline it by saying that Chris, who's a member of the BSAA, Chris Redfield, is hunting down a death merchant in Glen Arias, who is selling BOWs, bioorganic weapons, and has a death wish grudge on society, and he wants to relinquish all these BOWs in New York City. And Chris enlists the help of Leon Kennedy, an old friend who he butted heads a lot, and an old chemist friend who I think they have a long history, and Rebecca Chambers. That's the basic plot, and for what I'll say is because I am a fan or non-fan who isn't too familiar with the video game franchise. Right before I saw the film, I had seen Resident Evil Damnation, and I liked Damnation. I really liked it. So literally an hour or two before it, my expectations got a little bit higher. I'm not familiar with the video game franchise. I know it's a famous one. The live action films have been really mixed within the community, the fan base. But yes, Vendetta. The positives is that I was entertained from beginning towards end. I never stopped to look at my watch. I was full on. I bought these characters who had history, but I could easily buy into their relationships, the history they had within each other, and the goals they had. I was entertained. Not that I didn't think it would work, but seeing how I've heard that it's a horror franchise, it's an action franchise, that it's this and that. Again, I'm not one to be like, it's this and that. You could obviously post any comments down below and be like, no, it is this, and here's my proof. They brought in horror elements and action sequences mixed, and from what I've heard of fans who I bought it, and I thought that it honored what the franchise is. Another thing to add is that the animation in this film is superior to Damnation, but holy shit, the animation was stellar. I was like, god damn, the characters look so realistic. It reminded me of watching the cutscenes or the cool movie scenes in Uncharted 4. It was amazing that I was able to buy this animation movie, and although there were some parts that some lips weren't, or at least fell out for me, but overall, facial recognition, seeing shadows when there was light and darkness, you could see nerves or arm hair or just the facial stuff. It was amazing, and I give props to the studio who made these films, because they've been upping the ladder of what they could bring into an animated film. So kudos on the animation, because I was just stunned, like, holy shit, that looks awesome. And the voice actors brought these characters to life in a way that, even though I'm not familiar with the characters, I'm like, yeah, Chris, again, I'm new to you guys, Chris Redfield, Yeah, he must have had a history and has dark times past him, and he's trying to overcome what he's seen, what he's done, and focus on the goal, on hunting this guy, this merchant down. And him and Leon had history. They were on the same side, but just had differences. One was more reckless than the other one. When we're introduced into Leon in this film, he's drinking and he's like, the world could. And when Chris and Rebecca Chambers meet, and a cool sequence that involves the undead, you know that there's history. You don't know if they had a relationship prior to it, but that they're friends and that they care for each other. And Glenn Arias, voiced by John DeMita, I understood the villain's reasons for committing this crime, or committing this being this menace to society. I understood it, and at one point, I'm like, yeah, I understood why he's doing it. And again, someone who's not fully immersed in this franchise, I felt that, okay, I bought these characters, I believe in them, I understood their goals, and I'm with them for the next hour and 40 minutes, or however long this movie was. Having said that, there's some negative stuff that's not too big, at least to like bring down what the time I had in theaters, the experience. But there was some stuff that just like, this didn't land for me, or this didn't work for me, or some of this is my fault. But I gotta say that in terms of story and remembering one which is more memorable, for me, I prefer Damnation over Vendetta. It's my own opinion. We could agree to disagree. Again, I'm not familiar with this franchise. I don't know the full backstory of Leon Kennedy or Chris Redfield or Rebecca Chambers. I don't know all their backstories, but I bought them and I rooted for them. And even though Damnation is mostly just Leon by himself, to me the story was more grounded and less, because there's stuff in this film, elements that felt too fantasy, moves that felt like The Matrix, and I'm like, I made a movie, undead, horror, action, okay. But it felt like, ooh, wow, Damnation, the politicals, and this guy doing the right thing, and making allies out of foes. I bought Damnation more than Vendetta, so I prefer Damnation over Vendetta. One thing that if you're gonna see Vendetta, whether you saw in theaters or you're gonna see on Blu-ray, I don't know how they're gonna set it up, but when I went to go see it, they showed us a behind-the-scenes video about 5 minutes before we saw the film, and they were showing us, talking about how the experience of making this film and all that. They were showing us sequences, cool action sequences, which the whole time I'm rolling my head, I'm like, why are you showing this before the movie? Why are you showing us this jump scare that's supposed to scare me? Which when I saw it, I saw it coming. Oh, they got me once with a jump scare, but they were showing me all these scary moments in the beginning of the film, in the middle of the film, and at the end of the film, and it's like, spoilers, you're ruining it for me. Show me the behind the scenes after, so I could appreciate the movie instead of being like, well, there goes the ending. I know what the ending is gonna be. I know that cool action scene. God damn it, I would prefer to have been surprised while seeing the whole film. But yeah, again, show us behind the scenes stuff after the movie, not before. If we love and care and appreciate the movie, we will stick after the credits and appreciate the hard work and see how it all went down. Because I love behind the scenes movies. I love behind the scenes stuff for everything. Star Wars, Logan, John Wick, you name it. I love seeing behind the scenes documentaries after I seen the film, not before it. So that kind of bummed me out, and I'm like, oh, they ruined that cool sequence. God damn it! But yeah. That kind of sucked. There were some cringy moments for me. That I was like, what the hell? There's a sequence when it's the final, second to last boss battle between Glenn Arias and Chris Redfield. Just the beginning of the film, they're at throats at each other. They hate each other. They despise each other. They have a showdown. And at one point, they each have a gun, and they go like this. One is on the other side, the other one's on the other side, and they do a 360 run against each other, just shooting at each other. And in my head, I was like, what the fuck? Like, no, just use the guns for unless you have your opponent at a spot that you could defeat them, then use the gun. But until then, just come on, show me some fighting moves. But there was that. I remember there was a moment when Leon Kennedy was riding a bike and he's shooting down some undead creatures. And when he finishes them off, he throws a grenade behind them, and boom, explosion. It's the action hero sequence shot, which I'm like, but okay, I'll buy it. There were just some cringy moments throughout the whole film that I would go like, okay, but I fell into it. Just like there was cringy moments for this film. And another con that isn't the movie's fault, I guess you could put the blame on me, is that I'm not familiar with the franchise. And as you said, I prefer Damnation over Vendetta. Vendetta has more of the characters and from the video games. If I would have played Resident Evil 1 through 6, or I don't know if they're even, these characters are even in 7, I doubt it. But 1 through 6, and seeing the first animated movie, then Damnation, then Vendetta, I would have probably been like, yes, I know what happened to Chris and the other storyline, or the backstories. I know what happened to Rebecca. I know why Leon and Chris don't get along, but they're good guys. I understand that. I would have been like, yes, I remember that. The Raccoon City. They keep mentioning Raccoon City, which I believe is in the games. Yes, I remember what happened. I think that relies on me, and that's my own fault. But still, having not played the games or seen the first animated film, I bought it. But it just would have been more satisfactory to been along the way. I can't imagine for people who were gonna see Avengers: Infinity War. Like, okay, cool characters, but why do they care for each other? Why is there backstory? Why do they keep mentioning New York? Why do they keep mentioning Sokovia? Well, you gotta watch First Avengers, First Iron Man, Civil War to get all that stuff. So I think it's similarities between knowing the history and accepting what this is if it's the first timer. But yeah, that's on me. And again, I had a fun time at the theater. I had a fun time at the theater. I saw animation that I didn't think I would see again. I was like, holy crap. There was cool action sequences. And they said before I saw the movie, there was going to be John Wick type action in this film. It was awesome. It was awesome. I would give a round of applause for the voice actors who brought these characters to life. And I bought these characters and I rooted for them. And I booed a couple of them. And yes, I had a great time in the theaters. And I was to rate this film, I would give it a 7.5, 8.0 out of 10. And I would probably give Damnation a 0.5 or a 1 point ahead of Vendetta, in my opinion. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this film. Go check it out. I would recommend know the backstory, which I would love to have done, to understand these characters even more in depth. But if not, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have a fun time watching this film. And that's gonna be my review for Resident Evil Vendetta. If you guys like the review, hit the like button, subscribe for more content, post any comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.